Okay, so let's look at the branch function in RoboPro. You completed this activity last week in lab, but I want to be sure that you're clear. So I'm in RoboTX. I've checked RoboTX USB Bluetooth. Alright, and then I checked my test interface, and I am in fact connected because my connection status is green. So let's go ahead and start a new program. Alright, and I want to make a program that utilizes the branch function. Alright, so I'm going to use two switches, and I'm going to start with using one switch to turn a light on, and then I'll build on my program from there. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is bring my start icon in. Alright, and I have a switch connected at I1 that is normally open. I have a lamp connected to M1. Alright, and then I know I'm also going to need a motor stop. Alright, so what I would like to do is I would like to write a program that turns a lamp on when I press I1. Alright, I have wired I1 normally open. Alright, and so when you look at my test interface, alright, if you look here at I1, digital 5 kilo ohm switch, it's 0, and when I press my button, it changes to a 1. Alright, so it's wired normally open, it's 0 now, it's open, I press 1, and it's closed. Alright, so I'm going to just drag my test interface out of the way, and then I'm going to work with I1. Alright, so I want my program to start, and until I press I1, I want it to just stay there waiting for me to activate the program. Right? If you were programming process equipment, this might be the button that said, I've got the line up, everything's up to temperature, everything's in spec, I'm ready to run the process. Alright? So you'll see that I have I1 wired normally open. That means that it's a 0 right now. So if I look at the way these branches are arranged, I have a 0 on the side here, and since I have the 0 on the side, and it's wired normally open, I just want it to loop back in here and stay right in this area until I press the switch. Then when I press the switch, I want the lamp to come on. So I'm going to right click, say lamp, and be sure it says on. Alright, and I'm just going to put a short delay in here so that you can see it, because otherwise what would happen is it would move through this command so quickly and then stop the program that you might not ever see the light come on. Alright, so let's run that program and see what it looks like. Alright, so you see it looks like the red box is stuck right here, and it's because it's highlighting where it is, so it's staying right there. When I press I1, you should see this 0 change to a 1, and then the program will continue to execute. Alright, so here we go. Let's see what happens. Look right here. I pressed it. It changed momentarily. My light came on, and then the program terminated. Alright, so that's what that's going to look like. Alright, now let's add to that. Okay, and what we're going to do now is I have a second switch wired to I4. Okay, now I'm not pressing the switch right now. Excuse me. And I4 is checked, and there's a 1. Alright, so what does that mean about the switch? It means that it's wired normally closed. When I press the switch, you'll see what happens is this is going to change to a 0. I'm pressing it and holding it, then I release. Right? So now I'm going to change my program to be that when I press I1, my lamp's going to come on. It's going to go for 1 second. Alright, and then it's going to wait until I press I2. Alright, I'm sorry, I4 is the other one I have wired up. So I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to say I4, OK. And now I'm going to leave those branches like they are. All right. When I do that, I'm going to turn my lamp off, change it to a lamp, change it to off, OK. I'm also just going to put a short delay in there so you can see what's happening. All right. And then I'm going to stop my program. Now I want you to remember that I4 is wired normally closed. So okay. So since it's wired normally closed, that means the normal output from it is a 1. So if I run the program just like this, I want you to see what happens. Alright, so let's go ahead and start the program. Now it's waiting, alright. It goes, did you see it moved right through I4? Okay, remember I4 is normally closed. Alright, see the output here is a 1. That means, okay, that the normal state's a 1, so it turns the lamp on, it's a second. Then what happens is it hits this decision block. I4 is already a 1. It just keeps moving, nothing's waiting. So what did I need to do here? I needed to select that box, right click, I needed to swap the 1 and the zeros. Because as long as it's a 1, I want it to keep looping. When it's a 0, the state has changed, okay? See, it's normally a 1, alright? So see, I want you to look, I4 is wired normally closed, it's a 1, I press the button, it's a 0. I let it go, it's a 1. Right, so now what should happen is, it'll stay here until I press I1, it'll turn the light on, it'll wait a second. I really don't need that second now, because it's going to stay that way until I it's going to stay that way until I press the button. So I don't need that timer anymore. Alright, so we'll just slide these up for you. I think all my pins are connected, so let's start the program and see what happens. Start. Now I'm waiting, I press I1, I1's a 0, it's going to proceed on, the light's going to come on. Now my light is on until I press I4, I4 is a 1, as soon as I press it, I4 will change to 0, the light will go off, second, the program will terminate. Alright, so I hope that's helpful to you, and we'll cover some more material on the next video.